Hi guys, Mitch King with Trade Stocks America with the Wednesday morning, March 31st, 2010 Daily Stock Report. Don't forget, the next day is April Fool's, but I don't play that joke on you. I just try to give you the best stock ideas I can so you can make lots of money. Here's the Dow 30, up a little bit. The orientation and the mood is still very bullish, even though not much changed today. We got consumer confidence numbers, which I don't know why that's important, but people seem to weigh on it. And whatever the market focuses on is, like I say to you guys, like a 12-year-old girl, whatever attention span she's got, changes her mind the next day, emotional about one thing and loves something and hates the next. Not my kids, but generally 12-year-old girls. Here's the NASDAQ Composite, kind of flattening out the last few days, but it looks like to me it's very strong. Probably going to curl right up here and continue to move up. We're still seeing a lot of skepticism. A lot of people don't trust the market, and that's still a good sign. You don't want to see everyone all excited, giving each other high fives, because that's the time to sell. You want to see a lot of money still on the sideline, a lot of cash that could come in, and that's the only thing can still drive the market up is new money, new buying. Because if everyone's invested and they're all happy about the market, the only thing that could happen is selling, and then stocks would go down. When there's fewer buyers, then the selling outweighs the total trading volume, and then stocks go down. See, you don't have to have any type of specific news or catalyst to drive stocks down in itself. It could just be 51% sellers and 49% buyers, and if it's all equal out the number of shares between each one, then you're going to start to see a decline. A lot of these news events are catalysts which cause people to sell, and so if there's an imbalance of sell orders, then stocks go down. Or if there's an imbalance of buy orders, stocks will go up. And that's a general rule. Let's go through a handful of stocks. Here's Google, starting to recover from that $540 or $539 it hit last week based on that Chinese news. And like you've been seeing, that pattern is after the news goes away, a stock will start stabilizing and resume that kind of trend it's been on. If you see a stock like that Toyota, let's go take a look at Toyota, where all the politicians were hammering it for how many weeks, goes to $71. We pick it up literally on that day of $70. Literally the day before, I was suggesting that $71 is probably our figure, our number. There's that first move here, back down to 71, 72 again, and I think we're up here to stay. I think we're going to continue to have an uptrend. The latest news is that NASA scientists are going to help decipher and investigate the runaway acceleration of these Prius cars, some of the Toyota cars. You can see the repeated news about the same subject is not affecting the stock, and whatever they find out is not very likely to bring it back down to 71. So to me, my thoughts are we're going into the mid-80s, probably the upper 80s here in the next coming weeks. Here's WellPoint, starting to turn up like a lot of the healthcare stocks are. I want to follow through it with ACL. We've had about 3 days here around this 160 to 161 number. Getting really impatient with this. Has been really dead money. So for 3 weeks, this thing's been flat to slightly negative. So I'm thinking it goes up $1 or $1.50 here. Just dump that here in the next couple days. CMG is a different story here. About 2 to 3 weeks it's flat. This stock has got some power behind it. Very strong stock. The life cycle of this company right now is it's really accelerating. So I don't see any reason to be unloading this just because it's been flat for about 2 to 3 weeks. Here's RIG, kind of a quick trade that's turning out to be a slow-moving stock. I think this was picked up at around 81.88. I think this was discussed around that $81 to $82 figure here. Looking for 86. Doubt that that's going to happen here, but probably a little more upside on this one. BT looking for a higher high above that 19.25 figure. Higher high on Henry Schein today, real steady uptrend. Hit 59.27 today, so that's a nice move here, up 1.7% today. Higher high on McDermott, stock symbol MDR. Here's that short idea that's gone up the last 2 days. Probably going to stop out here tomorrow. This isn't looking good. Not acting good. Here's that NWPX, Northwest Pipe. Nice drop today of about 11%. If you didn't cover it today, my suggestion is to cover that tomorrow morning. And this is a short position that we wanted to go down. Still looking for a bottom in here on HOS. Here's a stock, GNK, probably ready to sell tomorrow. We're just looking for those swing trades for 1 or 2, 3 days. Here's a stock that's developing into a bull short. I don't think this is ready yet. We want to see this thing to continue to climb. It was up 11% today, as you can see on the upper right there. So we really need to see this up there 10, maybe even $10 to $11 before considering the short. You short these too early, you're going to get run over. The best strategy for these things is to let them turn over, like we've talked about before. That last couple hot ones are these two stocks, ABIO, and the clue right there was yesterday when this thing opens up at pre-market hours somewhere as high as 880 and then turned right over, opened up during the market. I showed this on the last video. This thing went straight down. And then you don't wait for my permission to short it because that thing really dropped. But most bull shorts aren't like that. This one was particularly strong, came from $250 or $270 up to over $9 the same day, and you're going to get that pullback most likely. So you guys know the routine. You take care, put the odds in your favor, don't get leveraged. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.